All right. So today what we're working on is we're going to work on Scratch, and we're going to make a small, and the title I called it Space Shooter, but we're not going to do a space shooter. We're not, I mean, we can use spaceships, but you can use any other things. I'm going to use a flying cat. That's why I kind of, the space shooter kind of went away, but we can create like spaceships. You can create a spaceship and you can call it Space Shooter, but mine's going to be called Cat Shooter. So anyways, let's get started. Let's go to scratch.mit.edu and let's click on create, and we're going to make a new game.
Ishan, your last name Reddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get started. So you should see what I'm seeing in my screen. And what we're going to do is, of course, we're going to have this guy flying around. He can rotate, and then wherever he's facing, that is where we're going to instantiate or create a clone. And that clone is going to go until it touches the edge, and it touches an enemy. And then we have some sort of point system with how many enemies do we kill, and then how much health we have. Okay. So let's get started by first creating our sprite. So I'm going to delete this sprite here. This cat, I'm not going to use this one, so I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to use a different sprite. So I'm going to click here on the little cat on the bottom right. On the bottom right. And then I'm going to click on paint, choose a sprite. Okay. And then I'm going to select the sprite. So I'm going to scroll down and then look for something. You can choose whatever you want. It doesn't have to be the same sprite as mine, as long as it makes sense for you. I'm going to choose the flying cat. Where is it? Here. I'm going to choose this one. Okay, so I'm going to choose this cat as our sprite. And with this sprite, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the size of it because this is too big. So I'm going to put it down to 35 on the size. Or not 35, maybe 45. And that's a little better. Okay. Hey, let me know when you guys are ready to move on. They are already checked in, Kumar.
They're already checked in?
Yeah, on the left-hand side, you can see it says Ishan and Min.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that means they're both checked in.
Okay.
Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make another sprite. We're going to choose what we're going to instantiate or clone, or what we're going to shoot. So I'm going to go to paint. This time I'm going to paint my sprite. So click on the little cat down here, and then click on the paint.
Wait, are you muted? No. Make sure you're muted.
Okay. So once you have your paint, let's create, I'm going to create like a little energy ball. So let's see, something like this. I'm going to make it a blue background. So something like that. Of course, I'm going to remove the outline. I don't need the outline. No outline. Okay. And then I'm going to make another circle, and this circle is going to be white. I'm going to make it in the center. Something like that. Okay. And I'm going to center these two. Oops. I'm going to center these two in the center of grid. That. Okay. So now that I have this, I'm going to make a little tail because it's like an energy projectile. So I'm going to put it down here. somewhere here. Make another line here. And another line there. Okay. I'm gonna paintbrush. I'm gonna fill this up. Choose blue, like this. Okay. And I'm gonna send this back. So I'm gonna click on this, and then click on back, and it sends it all the way in the back. So now I have something like this. This is my new projectile. Of course, this projectile is too big, so we're gonna make it smaller. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna highlight all of it, okay? And then I'm gonna click on group to make it one object. So when it's one object, I'm able to all move it. Let's center this. Once this is centered, I'm gonna make this smaller. So I'm gonna hold the Alt key and just click and drag until it becomes the appropriate size. So something like this is fine. So this is gonna be shooting out of the cat. The way I made the triangle is I just made lines. So I just clicked on the line tool. I just created lines as a tail. So if you want to see what I did here, let's see, let me ungroup. So now here, see, all I did was with the lines, just click and drag, click and drag, click and drag to create my my triangle. Okay. Hey, let me know when you guys are ready to move. Oh, actually, one more thing. After you select your second sprite, I need you to select your enemy sprite. So I'm just going to search. I'm not going to draw another one. I'm going to select the enemy. And the enemy I'm going to select is this crab. Okay, I'm going to select this crab. And this is going to be my enemy. Okay, just like my character, I'm just going to make this smaller. So I'm going to make this 45. And that's perfect. Okay. So now I have three sprites. I have my cat, that is our player, our bullet, I'm sorry, our projectile, and then our enemy. Okay. Let me know when you're ready to move on. Okay, are you ready to move on?
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay. Ishan, you ready? Okay. You can always share your screen so I can help you out. Okay. Let's see what you have. Okay, keep dragging it. Yeah, and then click and drag it there. Okay. And then you still have to drag one more, the last part of the triangle. So go to the edge. Go to the edge. Yeah, right there. Click on the little circle that just popped up. On the right. On the right. Yeah. Click on it and drag it to the bottom one. Yeah, drag it to there. And that's it. Okay. And then to paint it, just use the paint tool, the paint bucket. And then just fill in the color there. Click on it. Or, okay. It doesn't fill? Okay, if it doesn't fill, that means you didn't close the shape correctly. Click on the mouse. Yeah, that mouse that's right there, the cursor. Yeah. Okay, move that triangle to the left. Oh, okay. It looks like it's tiny. It broke into pieces. Okay, delete the triangle again. Delete the triangle. Yeah, delete it. Yeah, you see how that piece is like a weird. Yeah, delete it. Yeah. Okay, now click on the line tool. And just with one stroke, do it. Click and drag it. Let it go. Okay, and then start from that edge. Click and drag it. Good. And then click and drag the last one. From there to the bottom. Correct. Okay, now you can paint. Click on the bucket. Perfect. Okay. All right. So let's go back. Okay. So now that we have,
Did it become small?
yeah, make it smaller. So go back to your drawing, select all of it, and then just make it smaller until it reaches to, like you see on my screen how it's like this big. Just make it that, just make it that big.
Okay.
So just select all everything, and then just on one of the handles, just hold Alt, and then click and drag, and it should uniformly make everything smaller.
Got it.
Got it? Perfect. Okay, make sure it's centered also. So highlight everything and make sure it's centered in the middle of your sprite, so it's not off. Okay, so let's go back to our scripts. So let's go to code and let's click on the cat. We're gonna write our code for the cat. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to do normal movement. With this guy, we can only go forward and back, and then our left and right are going to be used to turn. Okay, so when we press A or D or left or right, it's going to turn. When I press up and down, W or S, it's going to go forward or back, depending on where it's its rotation. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab when I start the flag, the flag is clicked, I want to forever check something. I want to check if, and then go to sensing, if I am key pressed, and then I press, I'm going to go with WASD because it's easier for me. So I'm going to press A. A is going to be my left. So when I press A, I want to turn left. So I'm going to go to my motion. I'm going to turn left. And instead of 15 degrees, I'm going to do 8 degrees. Okay. Then I'm going to do this again. So I'm just going to duplicate this one. And this one, we're going to say if, this is D. So if I'm pressing D, then instead of turning left, now I'm going to turn right. So I'm going to turn right. Let's see if you guys can't see. Make the code bigger. Yeah, so when I turn right, I'm going to turn 8 degrees. Okay. Now when I press the flag, I'm able to rotate left and right, and that's perfect. Okay. Now I want to do is go forward and back depending on where it's facing. Okay. Luckily, Scratch has a cool block that allows you to do that. That is move 10 steps. So depending on where it's at, the forward direction, that's where it's going to move 10 steps. So here we are going to go, we're going to duplicate this again, or I'm going to duplicate this again, remove the turn. And here I'm looking for W. So we'll go down to W. Okay, so when I press W, that means I'm going forward. I want to move 10 steps. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate this again. And here instead of W, it's going to be S. And instead of going 10 steps, I'm going negative 10 steps. So wherever I am, I'm now going backwards. So now when I press flag, I go forward and back, and then I can rotate, right? And I can go around, right? And I can control my character. Okay, and that's exactly what we want. Okay, I'll give you guys a couple seconds to finish getting this code down. Okay. Now that we have this, the next thing we want to do is we want to um, it's not called shooting, instantiating, creating the clone. We want to basically start shooting this object. So wherever the cat is facing, so if it's facing this way, then the little projectile will start going that way. Now for this one is a little tricky because for the new Scratch, doesn't keep track of. Well, I don't think I've found it yet, but it doesn't keep track of other sprites' properties. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep track of our cat's properties. But in a loop, we're just going to store all the information in the loop, and that's going to help us know where we are with the cat. So it's going to help us instantiate or make a clone of this object. So what we're going to do is let's go to variables, and we're going to create 3 variables. The first variable, we're going to call it lock x. This is for location x. It's a short, I don't want to spell location, I just put lock. So lock x. Do another one, lock y. And the last one is look. Okay. And then these three variables are going to keep track of where is my cat and where is he facing. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're simply just going to grab set the step blocks, and we're going to put it inside the forever. Okay. So we're going to put these 3 blocks inside the forever. Okay. And here we're going to set lock x, set lock y, and set look to, and then we're going to grab the information from our cat. So to get the information from my cat, let's go to sensing, the light blue one. And then here we have, I'm sorry, it's not the sensing, it's blue, motion. So if you go to motion, all the way in the bottom is the last 3. It says X position, Y position, and direction. We're going to click and drag this X position into lock X, Y position into lock Y, and then direction into look. Okay, so now we have these 3 objects. So now when I press flag, now my if you see the numbers, now they're updating correctly, and that's exactly what we want. Okay, the next thing is now that we have this, we want to start creating our little energy balls, projectiles. So we want to, when we start, let's see, when I start as it, no, sorry, when I start the flag, I want to forever do something, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to check if I am pressing the space button. When I press the space button, it should shoot. Now, you might be asking, why don't I put this inside here? I mean, it's going to save us some blocks. The reason why is usually when you make scripts, so you can, I mean, yeah, scripts, you can think of like this is one script and this is another script. Like these are two different scripts. And the reason why in programming logic, in programming, everything goes line by line. The first thing gets executed, the second thing, and so on and so forth. This one, it has something called a timer, so it has the wait for 1 second, and then this thing will affect the movement. You don't want the movement to be affected by spacebar. You want to move regardless if you're pressing space or not. So that's why we are creating two separate scripts. That one script is only handling movement, and the other script is handling creating the clones. Because here, if we press spacebar, we don't want to create like 20 of them. We only want to create one, and then at a certain frequency. In this case here, we're going to put 0.1 as our frequency. So every 0.1 seconds, we're going to create a clone of Sprite 1. Okay, I'll let you guys try to copy this down. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay.
Ready.
All right. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do is we are done for now for the cat. Now, if we press the flag and we press spacebar, the clones are being created, but the clones aren't going in the right direction. So if I move the clone, you see the clones were actually created, but it's not going in the right place. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our Sprite 1. So make sure you're clicking on Sprite 1. And we're going to hide this object because, again, we don't care about the original. We only care about the clones. So when I press the flag, I want to hide this. So I'm going to hide. Okay. And I want to forever, or not forever, but I only want to move whenever I start as a clone. So I click on when I start as a clone. I want to repeat until. And the reason why we're repeating until is until we're touching the edge. So here we're going to grab touching mouse pointer. Instead of mouse pointer, we click edge. So repeat until I'm touching the edge. Once I'm touching the edge, I want to delete this clone here. Okay. So this is going to loop. And then it's not touching the edge. If it touches the edge, then this loop finishes. And then it's going to delete the clone. Okay. While it's not touching the edge, what I want to do is I want to move forward. So I'm going to move. And instead of 10 steps, let's do 15 steps because we need to be faster than the player. So now when I press flag, nothing is showing up because we have it hidden. We have to show it. Let's go to looks and go to show like this, and then press the flag, and then now you should be able to see that that's spawning. So now when every time I press spacebar, that object spawns, and then it destroys when it touches the edge. Okay, but notice that it's not coming out from our cat, and it's not facing the right direction. So currently my cat right now is facing down, and then it's at this location. So that means my object should be coming out from here. Okay. To fix that, luckily we already have our variables. we're just going to go to go to here after we show, and we're going to go to variables, and we go to lock X and lock Y. Okay. And then we also need to look at the right direction. So we're going to go to motion, and we're going to say point in direction. Okay. And then point it in direction, and then we go back to our variables and go to look. Okay. And then when we press flag, now every time we press spacebar, now I should be able to, oh, I see, I have a problem. The problem is I put lock X and lock X. I'm supposed to put lock Y. So let me remove that here. Okay. Now, wherever I am, that's where these bullets come, these projectiles come out from. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so we're gonna move on. So now that we have this, the next thing we want to do is we want to make our crab a little bit smarter. But we want our crab to, one, make clones of himself, and then these clone locations. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remove these variable boxes. I'm going to go to variables, and just going to uncheck them so they don't mess up the screen, or they don't fill up the screen. Because I mean, it's useful information, but for the projectiles, not for us. So now let's go to our crab. And in this crab, what's going to happen, it's going to have 4 spawn locations. So it's going to have one up here, one in the corner, one here, and then one there. Okay. And then these, how is it going to be decided? We're just going to pick a random number. And then depending on that number, that's where we're going to go. So let's do this. So let's go to when the flag is clicked. When the flag is clicked, of course, I want to hide. Okay, again, we don't care about the original. And I want to do this forever. I'm going to forever do this. And what I want to do is I want to create a clone of myself. And then I'm going to wait. So I'm going to go to wait for 1 second. Instead of 1 second, I'm going to put maybe every 3 seconds. Every 3 seconds, it's going to create a clone. Okay. Okay. So after we create a clone of yourself, what we want to do is we want to move this guy. we want to move this guy to the we'll move this guy to the correct location. So we are gonna go to when I start as a clone, I want to pick a random number. So here, I'm going to go to random, and I'm going to pick a random number between 1 and 4. Okay, so it's going to choose 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then here, we're going to make an if. Sorry, it's not 1 to 4, it's 0 or 1. 0 or 1. Oh, you know what? We can put this in a variable, but then that's too much. Let's do this way. So we're going to pick a random number between 0 and 1. And if that number equals 0, then we want to do something. So we're going to grab a if else. Okay. So if else, then put this one in here. So if else, pick a random number between 0 and 1. If that number is 0, then you want to do something else, do something else. Okay. So here, if you did pick 0 and 1, what we want to do, so our first 0 and 1 is going to depend, am I going to spawn on the left or am I going to spawn on the right? Okay. So if it picks 0, it's going to spawn on the left. If it picks 1, it's going to spawn on the right. Okay. Now we need to decide, is it going to spawn on the top or is this going to spawn on the bottom? So this, we need to grab another if else and another random block. So here we're going to say if else and then if else inside both of them. Okay. And I'm going to duplicate this one, the pick random, and I'll put another one here, and another one here. Okay. So again, this first if, it's up and down. Sorry, left and right, I mean. And then this one is up, and this one is down. This one is up, this one's down. So now we have the 4 corners. We're able to pick one of the 4 corners. Okay. And then I'm going to say go to. I'm going to grab all 4 go-tos and put them in here. Okay. And then I'm going to manually change each one. Because the first one means I'm going to be on the left-hand side. The left-hand side is negative. So that means this is going to be negative 235. And then this is negative 235 also. Okay. So the 2 x's are going to be negative 235. It's going to be on the left-hand side. And then here, this one is going to be up, or this is going to be down. Up, we know it's 235, positive 235. Down is negative 235. Okay. So that here is just telling you, okay, is it going to go to left? It's going to go left at negative 235. And then is it going to be up or down? Same thing down here. Here we did the left. Here we're going to go right. So this is 235. And here, is it going to go up or down? Up is positive, so 235. Bottom is negative, negative 235. Okay. So now when we press the flag, every 3 seconds, we didn't grab a show block. So we're going to go to looks and then show. Okay. So now when we press the flag, now you should see, there's one crab there, another crab here. I'm pretty sure they're now spawning on top of each other. Yeah. So you see how there's going to spawn another one there, another one there, another one here. Let me try to get the one that's on the bottom left. There you go. Okay. So now we know that all 4 corners work. It just depends on how random the choices are. Okay. So that's good. So now we have all these objects. Now, the next thing we want to do is after we choose a random location, we want to continuously look at the player and then go towards them. So basically, we're on attack mode. We're spawning, and we know exactly what to do. Look for the player and then hurt him, because we're a crab. So we're going to use a forever block on the bottom. Okay. After we do our forever block, we're going to move forward. So we're going to first, actually, the first thing we're going to do is look at the player. So we're going to say point towards, and we don't want to point towards mouse pointer. We want to point towards cat flying. Or in my case, mine is called cat flying. If yours is called something else, then whatever that is, just put that sprite. And then we're going to move, not 10 steps, let's put 3 steps. Okay. So now when we press flag, now you see wherever I'm moving, this crab is going to follow. Same thing with the other one. So now they're starting to chase you wherever you are. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let me know if you have any questions so far. Okay, so I think everyone reached up already, so that's good. So again, all we have is we have our character flying, and then we have our random enemy spawning, and they're always coming towards us. Okay, perfect. So the next thing we want to do is, of course, every time we shoot, shoot these projectiles. These projectiles will destroy the clone, and then will give us some sort of points. So let's continue on our crab. So let's go to when I start as a clone. So this we're dealing now with. So this is AI. So basically, this one is making the object smarter. So basically, it's just looking for the character and just moving forward. And then here, this one's going to be health. So when I start as a clone, I want to forever check if sensing, touching, and then the object. Okay. So here, the object we want to touch is Sprite 1. So if Sprite 1 touches me, that means this energy ball just touched the crab. I want to destroy. So let's go to control. Destroy this clone. Okay. So now when we press flag, now when we shoot at the crab, now he's able to. Now he disappears. Now it goes away. Okay. And then the next thing is, of course, we want to add some sort of point system. To add a point system, again, we are going to go to variables and we're going to create our variable. So the variable we're going to create is called point. And press OK. Okay. And we're going to go back. No, actually, we're going to be here. And every time we're touching Sprite 1, that means the energy ball touched the crab. We're going to change points by 1. So we're increasing 1 point. Okay. Then we go back to cat flying, or the name of your sprite, your main player, and we're gonna go to after the flag is clicked.
Can you
We're
pause?
gonna set
Can you pause, please?
points to 0. Okay. Do you want me to move to a different script? Do you want me to move back to the crab? Or maybe not. Okay.
Yes, please. There's a problem with mine.
Okay, do you want to share your screen?
The points don't change. Share your screen, man. Go share your screen.
Okay. Let's see. Well, it's pretty cool. You drew your own little character. um. Okay, let's take a. Okay, I see your problem. The problem is um. So if you take a look at both of your scripts, they're basically the same. That's good, but you delete the clone first and then you change the point. So the clone never technically, once one of them is called, the other one doesn't get called. So just move your change points by one before delete the clone.
Okay.
No, before. So yeah, there you go. Okay, and now you can delete the other piece of code that you have. There you go.
Oops.
Awesome.
Wrong.
Okay, what about you, Ishan? You have a
Wrong.
how's yours working? You wanna share your screen and we can see what you have? All right, let's take a look. Mm. All right, looks pretty good. Yep. All right. Yep, looks good. Awesome. Okay, let's get back to my presentation and let's get back to the game. Okay. Now the next thing we're gonna do is, let's see. We have our points, and then the next thing is we need to figure out how to do health. Okay. The health is gonna be almost like what we're doing here with the points, except the ones that are going to be talking are the cat and the crab. Because the cat is going to have a set health, and then the crab is going to subtract that health. Okay, so let's get started here with our crab. So we're going to click on our crab, and then here we're going to grab another if. So we're going to say if, and we're looking for the cat. So if the crab is touching the cat, so if this is touching the cat flying, what we want to do is we want to change our point. So let's go to events, and we want to, sorry, not events, variable. We want to change our health, but you see how we don't have a health variable? So let's create one. We're going to click on make a variable, and we're going to make a variable called health. Okay, I'm going to press OK. Now that we have that, we are going to grab a change health by, instead of +1, we're doing -1. Okay, so we're subtracting the health. Okay, here we also want to check, because we're subtracting our health, we want to check, did we touch, or are we less than 0 or less than 1? I mean, once we're less than 1, that means we don't have health anymore, and then the game should stop. So here I want to grab an if block and say if my health is less than, so we grab health. So here we say if health less than 1, that means it just touches 0, or if it's a negative number. What I want to do is I want to broadcast. So let's go to events, and we're going to broadcast. Oops, I'm going to broadcast, and I'm gonna send a new message, and the message I'm gonna send is game over. And press OK. Okay. Once we have that, then we can now start stopping all our scripts. So when I receive game over, I want to stop. I'm gonna put just stop all. Okay. Oh, and of course we want to delete the clone because we just touched the player. So we're gonna grab a delete the clone and we're gonna put it after the if inside the touching the cat. Okay. So when I'm touching the cat, either way, whatever happens, whatever happens, I always want to destroy the clone. So make sure you have destroy clone inside of if touching flying cat. Do not put it inside if health less than 1. Now, if you press play, now you're able to see is if I touch the if I touch the cat, I'm going to subtract 1 health, and in this case, it actually worked because my health was 0 because I didn't initialize it. So it started at 0, and now it touched me. Now it's -1. So this happened. Then I'm broadcasting game over, and then it stopped all. Okay. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go to cat flying. And then with cat flying, what we're going to do is we're going to set my health. I'm going to put 5 health. So I'm going to put 5. Set health to 5. So now when I press flag, now I'm able to bump into these guys 5 times. So 4, 3, 2, 1. And then now everything should stop. Boop, and everything stops. And it's perfect. Okay? My game stops. The last thing we want to do is, of course, we want to do a display of you lose because the game is now over. So we're gonna click on. I'm gonna draw a sprite, and I'm just gonna do a simple text. I'm gonna say you lose. Make it red, and of course I'm gonna make it bigger, and I'm gonna make it center, and also I'm going to make a black background. So red, maybe for black. And of course, I'm going to send this backwards. You don't have to do this. I like doing this because it makes it stand out more. Centered. Centered. There you go. Okay. So now both of them are centered. And this is perfect. And this sprite should show up. Okay. So now we go to the code for this sprite. And all we're going to do is very simple.
Wait, something's wrong with mine.
What happened?
It's like all the scripts stopped when I started.
Yeah, because you didn't set your health to be something higher than 0. So click on cat flying and make sure you have set health to a number higher than 0.
It is higher than 0. It's 100.
Can I see your script? Can I see your screen? Can you share your screen, please?
Doesn't let me do anything. I'm pressing W. Doesn't move. Space doesn't shoot.
Oh, I see. You have the wrong green block. You see the green block is greater than 1. That means it's always true. Your health is 100, then that is true. So it's actually the other side, the other button.
Oh.
Yeah, it has to be less than 1. Mm-hmm.
I could have just moved.
Yeah, you could have moved it too. Okay. So now you have 100 health. Okay.
Wait.
Everything okay, Yushan?
Wait, but the clones don't spawn anymore.
They don't? Can I see your screen again?
coins aren't spawning.
All right, looks pretty good, Ishan. All right, let's see, Mins. You said yours didn't spawn the enemies. Let's see.
The enemies aren't spawning.
Phone's gonna help you.
Um, can you move your scripts a little bit lower? I think one of your scripts is blocking the other. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
This doesn't start. And
He's looking. Just
they don't make clones. It doesn't make any clones.
Okay. I'm taking a look at it. Just a moment. Scroll down just a bit. That's interesting. Can you stop your game and start it again? Stop your game. Stop it. Okay.
I stop and start clones so don't spawn.
Wait. Can you go up a bit? Go up more. Scroll down just a bit. Oh, I see the problem. You have a delete clone right in the wrong place. Yeah, that delete clone, the last one, has to be after broadcast. Not perfect. Now press play. Now you need another delete clone, so stop playing. Grab another delete clone, yeah, and then put it right perfect. Now it should delete when you touch them.
Don't.
And you see how your health is now going down?
Boom, 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 boom. Bonk.
Okay. It looks like yours is working. Perfect.
so thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so let's get back. All right, so now that we have this, and we have a you lose, we need to make this you lose appear only when, of course, we lose. So let's go to the Sprite 2. Or, I mean, not Sprite 2, sorry. Whatever Sprite you named it. This is the lose screen. I made it into a Sprite. So then I'm going to say, when the flag is clicked, of course, I want to hide this, okay? Whenever I receive game over, so when I receive game over, I want to show. Okay. And another thing that you need to do is you need to move this sprite, the you lose sprite, right in front. Right after the cat. Reason why? Because this how Scratch works is it executes depending on the order of the sprite that you have. This one, if you leave it all the way in the back, then the crab is the one that stops all the scripts, and then it's not going to allow it to show up. So make sure you have this before the crab. I'm putting it after the cat, which is fine. Now when I press the flag, and then I lose on purpose, let's see. So it's 4, 3, 2, 1, and then once I get to 0, it says you lose, and that's exactly what I want.
Keep some stuff for tomorrow. You don't need to do everything today.
Okay. So once we have this, what I would like you guys to do is I would like you guys to figure out how we're going to do this once you reach 10 points. So once you reach 10 points, I want to, or yeah, in my case, it's going to be 10 points. I want to say instead of you lose, it's now going to say you win. Okay. So instead of drawing a new one, instead of drawing a new costume, a new sprite, we're going to draw a new costume. So don't make a sprite. Instead, click here where it says costume, click there, and then make a new costume. And it says you win. So here, do you win? I'm gonna make this a little happy color. This red and black are, it's like game over. So the blue color and golden color background. Okay, it says you win. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna try to figure out where am I gonna put this. So remember, I once 10 points once we reach 10 points, so we need to figure out where does it say okay, add 1 point, and after adding 1 point we want to check, hey, did we cross this threshold, this 10 points? If we did, then we want to broadcast a win, and then of course if we win, then we change the costume and show it off. Okay, so I'll give you guys like 5 minutes to figure it out, and I'll be back. Okay, so how's it going? Min? Still working on it? Nishan, you still working on it?
I'm still working on it.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple more minutes, okay? 2 more minutes. Okay, you want to show me what you have? Share your screen. I want to see the you win pop up after you destroy 10 crabs or enemies, I guess. But it doesn't say you win though. It's supposed to display you win after you reach 10 points or more.
Where did it go?
Hmm. Well, it looks like you still work on it. I'll give you 1 more minute.
I made it
I
already.
finished.
I made it.
But it didn't show though. It said it's you got 10 points, so it didn't display you win. All right, Min, you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I'm gonna change this. That looks too long. Guess I'll just do 0 again.
How many points are you looking for?
100. Why didn't it? Wait, it didn't work this time. It worked last time. I tried.
Let's see.
There.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, good job. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. All right. So Min figured it out. Ishan, let's take a look at what you're working on, and let's.
How I did it by making another broadcast. Make the sprite for victory and you lose. Change the costume.
Yeah, that's exactly what we needed. So whenever you get to those points, what you want to do is you want to broadcast a new message, in this case, victory. And then when you receive that, you switch the costume, and then that happens. So, do you have another message, or is it just game over, Ishan?
My game over.
Yeah, so you need one more message. So create another message.
You muted me.
And then drag it in, and then of course you need to change your costume. So go to looks and then change your costume. So switch costume to that one. Yeah, two. One is lose, two is win. Okay, switch that one in there. And then we want to show. Good. Okay. And then on the game over, we also want to add a switch costume too. We want to switch it to costume number 1. So scroll up and then look for switch costume. And we want to switch to costume number 1. And then we're going to click and drag it after we receive game over. Perfect. Okay, awesome. So now let's go back to cat flying. Is it cat flying? No, I think it's the crab. Let's click on the crab. And then this one is where you want to broadcast a message. So zoom in. Zoom in again. I'll zoom in more. And then go to the all the way to the right script. The script to the right. So scroll to the right. And go, okay, perfect. Okay. And then there, see how the second one says when I'm touching the cat flying, then my health decreases, and if my health is less than 1. So here we want to do something similar up here with points. Instead of looking for less than 1, we're now looking for greater than 9. So when you reach 10. So to do that, let's grab an if statement. So we're just going to copy what we did in the bottom. Instead of health, we're now using points. So we're going to put it in between change and delete this clone. No, not there, up there.
Oh, hold on. Let me delete.
Uh-oh. Just undo. Just undo. Control Z.
Control Z.
Yeah, do it again.
No.
Just undo twice.
How
Do
do
it
I?
again. Just do
Get it.
Control Z again. Do it again.
Control Z.
Again.
Z.
Again. Again.
Z.
Again. There you go. Okay.
No.
Just undo again.
Control Z. Control Z.
There you go. There you go. Uh-huh. The delete should go outside the if.
So it should go below the change.
Below the it should go that if should go below the change and before delete. So just put it in there. That's fine. And just grab delete and put it under if. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And in there, what are you checking for?
If you're the broadcast.
The block. Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah. The greater than, right? Looking for the greater than block. And then what's our condition? You were right. We were looking for variables.
Health.
We're not looking for health anymore, right? Because right now we're grabbing points, so we're checking for points. Okay. Now what?
And then
Okay. Good. Okay. So now here, those points are too much. You see, it says points greater than 50. That's too many points. So let's bring it down to like 10 or maybe 5 points, just to test this out. Okay. Now press the flag and let's test this out. Okay. Try to grab 10 points. There you go.
you won.
So you see how your condition says greater than 10. So you reach 10, but 10 is not greater than 10. 11 is greater than 10. So whenever you reach 11, then it gave you the you win. Okay. So you might want to change it. Yeah, you might want to change your condition to greater than 9 instead of 10. So whenever you reach 10 points, then that happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, good. So now it works. All right. Let me fix it on my side. So let's see. So here we had we go if it's greater than 9, looking for points. So if points is greater than 9, we want to broadcast you win. Okay. We can go here, and then we go to looks. We switch costumes to 1. We game over. Duplicate this, and then we're going to say when you win, and switch to 2. Okay. So now when we press flag, get let me try to get 10 points. And one more, and there, you win. Perfect. Okay. Oh, the last thing, we were supposed to stop the script. So I don't know if you noticed that in the end, the crab was still working. So we have to go back to cat flying. No, sorry, crab. And then here, we need to stop all. So here it says game over, and then we need to make another one for you win. So whenever you see you win, it stops all the scripts. So let me try to grab the X for higher. This is you win. Perfect. Okay. Okay, and then the last thing we want to do is, if you guys remember the parallax scrolling, we can add that. That adds to the background. It adds some motion to our background. That's because our background is kind of bland. It's just white. So since this guy is going around in the sky, so I'm gonna click on my backdrop, and I'm just gonna paint it blue for the sky. So here I'm gonna do blue. Blue background. Actually, I'm gonna make this a little lighter. Sky is not that dark. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is, if you guys don't have the code for, I'm pretty sure you guys have the code. You guys were here last time, so I'm gonna choose the name of this. I'm gonna call it computer. And I'm gonna open my old one. So let me go back to Scratch. So make a new tab and go to Scratch. And then remember we talked about using the backpack. So I'm gonna go to my stuff, and I'm gonna look for the parallax scrolling. So it's this one. So I'm gonna see inside. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy the clouds. Okay. So I'm gonna go to my backpack. I'm gonna delete these scripts. This is from last time. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is just click and drag my clouds down here to my backpack. And now I have a cloud sprite. So now I go back to my cat shooter, open up my backpack. Now I can click and drag my cloud here, and now I have a cloud object. So now I can press play, and now I have my my clouds spawn. But let me make that things better. So, because this is just relying on WMD. Um, let's see. Oh wait, hold on. That's not parallax scrolling. What am I talking about? It's Bird. It's the Flappy Bird one. That's the one we want to copy. I'm sorry. It's not the parallax scrolling. There's a parallax scrolling only moves when we move, so you'll get this effect, and then that's not the effect we want, because we're not constantly going to the right. We're moving back, left, and right. So it's gonna be a little confusing if you go left and right. So I just want my clouds to constantly keep moving. It's like saying like you're just floating in the air, but of course the clouds in the background still move. So I'm gonna go back to my to my bird one, and instead I'm gonna switch this into. So I'm gonna delete my cloud here, and I'm gonna go to my other program. This one is the Flappy Bird, the one we just did last week. I'm gonna go to backpack and just click and drag my. I'm gonna click and drag my building down here. Okay. So in that building, I'm just gonna click and drag my building out there. Okay, if you weren't there for that, I'm gonna go through the code anyways. So here's the code for this. Okay. So if you don't have it, let me make this easier. You know what? I'm just gonna create my own one. These ones are for the Flappy Bird. I'm gonna delete my building. You know what? Just delete everything I just said the last 5 minutes. I'm just gonna make this right. So because Ishan wasn't here last time, so I'm just gonna do it quickly. So sorry for the confusion. So let's create a. Let's go look for a cloud. I'm just gonna look for a cloud here. I'm gonna make this smaller, so 60. Good. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is I want to constantly move to the left. So here, I'm just gonna grab a forever block, and then whenever I start up, whenever the flag is clicked, I want to forever move to the left. So I'm gonna say go to motion, and I'm gonna change X by, I'm gonna say -3 maybe. Okay. Oh, we have to create clones. I'm sorry. So let's create clones. So create a clone of myself, and I'm gonna do this. Actually, you know what? We're not gonna do forever. We're gonna repeat this 30 times or 50 times. I'm gonna go to. So you say go to, and I'm gonna say random position. So they pick a random number, and then pick a random number, and then the random number is going to be from negative. Let's say -150 till 150. So yeah, so -150 to 150. Same thing with the y. 150. Okay. And then when I start as a clone, of course I want to hide this one. So we can go to looks and hide. And then when I start as a, oops, wrong one. Where is it? Oh, here we go. When I start as a clone, I want to do forever. Change x by 3. Okay. So once I change x by 3, I want to check, am I near the edge? So here I'm going to say if x is less than the motion. So if my x position is less than negative 235, then what I want to do is I want to pick a random location again, except this time it's not going to be random x. Our x is going to be 235, but it's going to be a random y. It's going to be a random location at the cloud. So now when we press play, oops, I forgot to show. So I'm going to show, and then that should be it. That's a lot of clouds. Let me reduce the clouds. We do 15. And also, they should go all the way in the back. So let's go to back layer. That looks pretty good. I think the clouds move a little too fast, so I'm going to change this from instead of -3 and do -1. That one looks like buzz. Now we have this cool effect of the clouds in the background.
Shoot.
Eh?
He's still doing.
Okay. So did you get that, Ishan? You know what? Can you guys change your number instead of saying -235? Change it to sorry. Instead of saying -150, change it to -235. That looks a little better. If you have it at -150 and 150, then you're gonna have some weird block. Not a weird block, sorry, like a spacing between the clouds. Like they all spawn in one location, and then there's like a bald spot of of clouds. So change it to -235, and then they're all evenly distributed around the thing. Right now, you don't see it evenly distributed, but it's a little better than what we had. Because the other one had like 2 bald spots. Okay. So Min, were you able to make it?
Mine was supposed to be in space, so I didn't really want the clouds.
Sorry.
I didn't really want the clouds because mine was more like space.
Oh, you could have put stars.
Didn't
So
really.
you could have drawn your own little stars and then put them around. So here, let me show you what.
There's something I think I want to do.
Oh, okay.
What do you want to do? Draw.
I feel like I want to make normal enemies, then a chance, then a lower chance of stronger enemies. I mean,
I see. Well, with that, what you can do is,
and when you
oh,
reach an amount of points, a boss up.
yeah, you can yeah. With that, that's a little more harder programming. So that stuff is actually what we're going to do next week. So basically, whenever we reach a certain point system, like with points or time, then there's like a boss or like there's health packs or there's other things that pop up around the world. So that's actually next week's, not tomorrow's.
Well, I'm
Next
kind
week's
of
thing.
doing that in a zombie shooter game.
Ah, I see.
I
Okay, yeah.
follow-
So
I
for sure
follow
next.
a video
Uh-huh.
to make the zombie shooter game.
Ah, I see.
And it's with a normals and strongs.
I see. Yeah. So for like I said, next time, next week we'll be looking at those kind of mm, kind of like they're kind of like checkpoints where you reach a certain time and then that time something appears. In this case, a
Okay.
boss can appear. Okay. All right. Anything else? So that's it for today. Actually, does anyone have any questions?
You have questions, Min? It's a no.
No.
Awesome. Ishan, do you have any questions?
No.
No. Awesome. All right, guys. So that's it for today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this small game, and then we'll see you guys next time.
Are your parents there? Hello?
Yeah.
Can I talk to them?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're free to go, Min.
Also, Min's
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Min's
Daddy.
mom. Min, can you call your mom or dad?
Okay.
Hello. Hi, is that Shelly?
Min, I'm talking.
Mommy. He wants
Hello.
to speak.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so just wanted to see, we want to get your feedback. How is this going for Min? Can you find out and share your experience with us?
I
And
think
also name Ishan's mom or dad.
hold on.
See?
Sorry, hold on. Give me one quick second. Yeah, so far so good. Min's enjoying it a lot and
Yeah.
wants to do it every day, which but he's liking it a lot.
We're trying to add some more classes and then the Scratch class pretty much every day. Let's see. But we need a lot more students to be able to sustain, but we'll keep it going.
Right.
And then, yeah, he is definitely on top of this. We can tell from our end. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to find out from you.
Yeah, he loves it. He wants me to learn it and do it with him.
Good, good, good. Okay, thanks, Shelly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and Vidya,
Hi, I'm Sashir, Sean's dad.
hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good, very good. So just wanted to see, I know Ishan's attending both the Python and the Scratch online classes. How is it going for him? And any feedback?
I think he seems generally comfortable with Scratch, right? But I know Python, he's new, and I don't know, he doesn't share much about what he's doing there with Python, but I'm assuming he's learning and making progress.
Yeah. Okay. So if there's any concern, just share with us, either you or your family. Okay.
Does he need any maybe other resources or just kind of prep before classes or any practice he can do?
The system is set up and he seems to be able to participate well.
Right.
Apart from this, I'm sure he knows how to access the Scratch website and he can create his own projects. You
Right.
just have to have an eye when he's working on it. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, but Fernando, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Fernando?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is Ishan with his Python skills?
I think Ishan only took one Python course, which is the one with Jerry. It was introduction. Of course, I think I saw it was a little
Okay.
little rocky start. No, that's
Yeah.
that's
That's what I
programming for
was
you.
worried about, but I guess it's still early, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the beginning. Of course, it's gonna feel a little big.
Okay, but he will get through. But this class, the Scratch, provides all the computational thinking and the basis, foundation necessary for him. And if he finishes a few projects, then he should be comfortably working with Python as well.
okay, great.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Fernando, can you call me on the phone? Thank you.
Of course.
Okay.